Year 8s, welcome to the other video on compound interest. This is looking at the formula. So yesterday we were looking at a slightly more involved process, but today we're going to look at how we can make this a whole lot easier. So using compound interest, the total amount in my bank account is equal to the principal, the amount that I start with, times by 1, or bracket 1, plus the rate, the interest rate as a decimal, to the power of the number of time periods. Now that's a really key thing to remember. So A is the amount of the final balance, P is the principal or the original investment, R is the interest rate for each period, and it needs to be as a decimal, and N is the total number of time periods. Okay, let's have a look. So calculate how much $7,500 accrues, or how much is in the bank account at the end of the year, if it's invested at 4% per annum, compounded annually for 5 years. Okay, first step, write out the formula. Now, some people use capital R, I like to use little r, but that's a personal thing. So, my P is $7,500. My R is 0.04, and my N is 5 times that I'm compounding it. Okay, 5 years, and it's compounded annually. So let's plug this in. So 7,500 times bracket 1 plus 0.04 to the power of 5. I put all of that into my calculator, just how it looks. And I get an answer of $9,124, and I'm going to round that to 90 cents. Remember, this is the total amount. It's not the interest, it's how much is in my bank account at the end of the 5 years. Okay, let's have a go at another example. So, calculate the amount. Oh, we've already done that one. Don't know what that's doing now. Okay, Callum invests $10,000. The bank pays interest at a rate of 7% per annum, compounded annually. What is the value of the account after 5 years? So same thing again. Okay, my P is $10,000. My R is 0.07 this time, and my N is 5 again. So, put that in my formula. Oops, not equals. Power of 5. Put that in my calculator. Give me $14,025.50. I'm just going to round it to the nearest cent there, 52 cents if you want to be exact. I'm sure some of you would have calculated that up. Okay, the second part, how much interest was earned over this time? So I started with $10,000 and now I have $14,025.52. So how much more have I made without really doing anything? To do that, we just need to do a subtraction. That leaves me with $4,025.52. So just by putting some money in the bank, I made $4,000 after 5 years. That's not bad. So, compound interest. Use the formula. If this is per annum, so per year, if the percentage is per year, and it's compounded annually, that's how we do it. Nice and straightforward. The problem comes is when we have different time periods. The total investment will grow quickly when interest is added more often. As you saw before, more often, or when we did it yearly, imagine if I did that daily. Imagine if I could get that interest calculated every single day. Now, depending on the type of investment that you can occur interest monthly, quarterly, and sometimes daily. To calculate the compound interest, the rate and the number of time periods both must relate to the same period. So they must both be in months or both be in days. This will make more sense in a minute. Please make sure you have these notes written down. Okay, what is the final value of investing $3,000 at 6% per annum compounded monthly for 2 years? Okay, this is a little bit different to the last one. Again, it's helpful to write everything out, especially this time because there's a few more things. R and N. Okay, the principal, that doesn't change. Okay, I'm still putting in $3,000. But my interest rate, that does. At the moment, it's 6% per year, but I'm compounding it monthly. So it must be in months. It must be per month. So I need to divide that by 12. 0.06 divided by 12 gives me 0.005. Okay, so that's the number I'm going to use as my rate. Now, number of time periods. How many months in 2 years? There are 12 months in 1 year. How many months in 2 years? I could do it 2 times 12 gives me 24 months. That's how many times my account is being compounded. So you've got to think, how many times is this account going to be compounded if it's done every month for 2 years? Right, so now I have my numbers. Let's use our formula. So that's 3,000 bracket 1 plus 0.005 to the power of 24. 3,381.48. You guys can do it if you want. If you just wanted to calculate it normally, like we did before, you realise that this is actually a little bit more you get a little bit more interest. So what did I do? I had to divide the percentage by 12, and I had to times the years by 12. So effectively, I'm changing both of those amounts. Okay, we'll have a go at another question. If you want to, you can always pause now, have a go, and then watch me do it in a minute. So, $6,000, that's my principal. I don't even need to read the question, I can just say that straight away. So, $6,000 is invested at 8.4% per annum for 4 years. Calculate the final amount of her investment if interest is compounded monthly. That, for me, is the key piece of information. So, my rate is 0.084 at the moment, but I need to change it to per month, so I'm going to divide by 12. If it was per 6 months, then I just have to do by 2, but with this one here, it's by 12, that gives me 0.007, so that's what I'm going to use. And then my N, how many months in 4 years? 48. Okay, formula time, 6,000 plus 0.007 to the power of 48. Put that in. I get 54,373.44. So that grows a lot. I mean, it is 4 years. It is quite a bit of time. Right, last part. Textbook. I want you to have a go at 1M on page 76 and do questions 4, 5 and 6. On Monday when I get back, I'll answer any questions, but I expect to see the work attempted. All the notes from the last 2 days should be in your books with the questions attempted. I will see you on Monday.